This chapter was straight up crazy. A ton of stuff happened. Way too many things happened in this chapter. So here they my manga review for chapter 677. We had the infinite Tsukuyomi going all across the land. Had the god tree actually tying up everyone, and everyone is basically getting sucked into this jutsu. You see, well, genjutsu. You see Sai and Orochimaru in the genjutsu. They have been affected by the infinite Tsukuyomi, and everyone on the battlefield has. So my one complaint is that Kiba's like, guys, look at the moon. Why would you look at a Sharingan moon that puts you in a genjutsu? And Kiba was there like, look at the moon, and wants you to get put into that genjutsu. So I mean, obviously Kiba isn't really the brightest person, but still, he made basically everybody look at the moon. Now, I'm not really sure if you're affected by looking at the moon, because Myra said that it kind of like casts a shadow across the world, and when you're inside that shadow, you are affected by the genjutsu. So it's going even further to actually tie everybody up and everything. Now, Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto are our last hopes. They are not affected by the genjutsu because Sasuke Susanoo is not affected, because it's like a kind of a shield from the shadow. They cannot get inside of Susanoo, so that's why Sasuke actually, you know, able to not get affected by the genjutsu, as well as Naruto and Sakura. Now, I'm really wondering how can actually, I mean, I can see Naruto actually forming Kurama around the Susanoo or something like that. Therefore, they can actually use the power. But what would Sakura do? She should just step out, because what can she do? I mean, none of her attacks can actually go through Susanoo. Naruto's Rasen Shuriken can actually do that. I think so. So Naruto and Sasuke are really our last hopes. Not to just push down Sakura. I mean, she doesn't really have any long range attacks. She can be useful for healing in case they need that, but what else is she gonna be used for? It's just them three inside his Susanoo, and I don't really think that she will actually be any of use to them battling Madara. Now you see Madara saying, "We will finally become one," and you see Hashirama's mom. That's kind of weird, because hey, Hashirama, I want your mom and me to become one. Like, really? I was like, he wants that dude's mom, man. So we basically have chaos everywhere. We finally saw Killer Bee. Where was he his whole entire fight? He's been gone ever since the Tail Beast extraction, which he still seems to have the A-Tails inside of him, because he formed that tentacle. I thought he was dead because the A-Tails got took out of him, and I thought that he would actually die from that extraction, and he just died off screen. But no, B is actually still alive. I was pretty surprised to actually see him in this chapter, because we haven't really seen him actually alive to the point. I thought he was pronounced dead, but nobody really gave a fuck. So we finally got Killer Bee back, and he was just looking at the moon with his shades. Now, I'm pretty sure he's probably affected too, because some random ass shades ain't gonna save you from an infinite genjutsu that's meant to cast across the universe or world. So we also have those meteors that Naruto couldn't destroy because he threw these giant Rasen Shurikens at them, and it basically just didn't really do much to the meteors, which is kind of like, wow, that's his most powerful attack, and it's not really phasing the meteors that much, and then it's just doing that. So we also got the mask of that person in the Zetsu coat. It was Yamato. This whole time I knew it was Yamato. So the person who was using the Mokuton inside that person was Yamato. And he's kind of like, hey, I can finally shed this and get out of here, because all chaos has reigned. The infinite Tsukuyomi has been casted across the world, and I can now get out of this coat. So why would Yamato turn against everybody? Because I don't think he's really under a genjutsu, because he really, like, him talking is basically him acting with his own will. So maybe Yamato turned against everyone. Maybe he's just, you know, probably in a genjutsu. I don't really think so, but I personally think Yamato turned against everybody. We haven't really seen him back from whenever Kabuto caught him, and that was chapters ago. So Yamato has been through chapters and chapters of not being seen. There is no telling what they did to him. They probably tortured him, probably broke him, made him turn on everybody. So to get him to get in that Zetsu coat and fight for them, and it was pretty interesting to see that, because using the Zetsu coat with Yamato, he was able to use the Mokuton, so he was able to increase the, you know, usability of the Mokuton. So pretty smart move for whoever put him in that coat, which is probably Madara, which was I wasn't really expecting Yamato just bust out of there with himself. So finally got to see Yamato back, and the third Hokage actually noticed him. Like, Yamato, why would he do this? Yamato was such a nice person, and now look where he's at. He's fighting alongside Madara as the world is crumbling. So it's all up to Naruto, Sasuke, and somewhat Sakura. I can't wait to see what's happening. I wanted to see the infinite Tsukuyomi, happen, but seeing the tree go across the world, just picking up everybody and tying them up like cocoons, that is just really amazing. Like, to see him actually doing that. So it's basically wrapping everybody up, making them basically go into a dream, and they're wrapped up, ready to sleep, and they're going to the infinite Tsukuyomi. You see Hinata there like, Naruto, I can't move, and that was so dramatic. I really love that. So thank you guys for watching. Guys, did love this chapter. Give a thumbs up for Team 7. They can do this. I believe they can. It's all up to Sasuke because he's the one shielding them from the infinite Tsukuyomi. So I'll catch you guys later. I'm out.